I love it when the mic's not on and the cat's asleep. Let's have a look. Give it a boot. Nothing? Okay, we'll plug it in and out again. Oh, well, at least it's switched. Hey! Okay, I'm kind of breaking the rules here by being outside the frame. Wait, what? Wait, what? You saw that? He's messing me about. It immediately went back to sleep. Alright, technical difficulties. What's going on? reboot the cat. Classic El Gato. It works when it works, and when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What's going on? All you can do is turn it off and on again, which I've done. What's happening? Are they on to me? Maybe. I think it's just a technical. Here we go. Right now, let's just wait and see if it will hold. This is what happens when you're on holiday. I hope you can all hear me. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully my amazing background doesn't cut out. We've got a better one cooking. But yeah, I'm on vacation for like a week. But I am, but I'm not. Me, Drift Johnson. I'm on vacation. That makes sense, if that makes sense. But welcome back, everybody. It is 7 o'clock on a Sunday, the 20th of July. So here we are. I just used C-Dance on a SD35 output for an Empire style Shure. It's 10 seconds long, but you can see it clipping. So what I thought is this is one of the many things I'm going to be mucking about with. So yeah, like I say, if I just kill that off and see what the next one is, this one should loop better. So save video, and then I'll just move myself just a little bit. Oh, I'm just gonna shuffle up a bit, guys. Ooh. I reckon up to about here. Oh yeah, get my feet wet. Sweet. Kind of hard to see me, but you know, I am here. But yeah, holiday. Yo, Ritapon, welcome to the show. And MZ, of course, welcome, welcome. 5 Facts About, hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you could all join me. And yeah, basically I'm mucking about. I've got a new setup here. The office is now bigger. What's that? I got 4 screens now and a big desk which I'm going to sit behind and talk to you from. But at the moment it's still in flux because all of the microphone stuff only arrived yesterday. Yeah, it was weird. It got delivered early, but then there was a mix-up, so I couldn't get my hands on it until Thursday. It wasn't charged until Friday, and then it wasn't charged until Saturday, and then I got to actually test it. Nice thing about this new setup is I can have 2 cameras which have their own audio in sync. So I know it sounds like a little thing, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's actually a huge deal. It makes life so much easier. And what it essentially means is, instead of what you're looking at now, which I filmed 2 years ago and have used for 600 episodes now, I'll be cooking new scenes every time, because instead of having an asset which is a layer which I then match up to the audio in post, right, or the loop which you're seeing now, which I kind of just watch it and try to talk when he's talking as best I can. So it's kind of like a marionette but with no strings, like a dubbing exercise. Yeah, this is why I've been going on about dubbing, and we're going to be having some fun with dubbing as well tonight. I'm going to be cancelling my VO3 subs, so we're going to be generating like crazy. Let me see, because I think it's time to tighten that belt up. Big review. What am I paying for? Am I paying for too many services? I think the answer is yes, yes, yes. So we're going to be cancelling a bunch of stuff. Not on stream, but, you know, just something to be aware of as we come to the end of the summer. Yo, Jacob Dahlstrom, welcome to the show. I'm so glad you could join me on my my Empire Beach. Look, it's a loop now. Isn't that cool? Just in case you wanted to know how I did this, I took one of my art collections, which is called Empire, trained it into an SD 3.5 LoRa. That's this futuristic mess that you're looking at behind me. And we generated that image. We upscaled it with tiled flux context, the open dev weights, to get it up to like 2K. And then what I've done is I've put it into C-Dance which gives us 10 seconds. It has a start and an end frame, so I used the same frame for the start and the end, and that gives us a lovely loop, don't you think? I think it works quite nicely. And basically this is part of the reason for the vacation. I'm going to be taking quite a bit of time to switch things up a little bit. You know what I mean? That's the plan anyway. So I hope you can enjoy tonight's show as we kind of take a little bit of a different vibe, because I'm not like mad coding or crazy about some new workflow. We're just doing some stuff. It's a chilled out Sunday. Glad you could join us. Alright, so let's just get this thing out of the way. I will drop back down to my usual position. Put me right on the edge. That's me there. I'm usually standing like just in front of it. Well, that's the plan anyway. Oh boy. Alright, cool. Lock me in. So what else could we do? I could have a little oh yeah, I got a new mic arm thingy, so if I ever get weird it's because I forgot to move it. Right, so probably a little bit weird there. Okay. So then, what can we show you? So yeah, like I said, here is the Replicate API for CDance 1 Lite, which gives 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 480p, 720p, first and last frame. Again, making a loop, which is just a fixed camera loop. My prompt: the waves crash slowly against the sandy beach's edge while a heat haze rises, distorting the distant view of high-tech fortress towers lining the cliffs and hillsides covered in dense vegetation. Fixed shot, no camera movement. And then I also checked the camera fixed button, even though that's hit and miss. Everything else I picked here: 10 seconds, 720p, 16 to 9, 24 frames. And that's all cool. That's pretty much all you need, because like I said, if I was going to use this, I'd hit it with some retro effects. I actually think things like non-square pixel adjustment for the dimensions and other sort of retro effects can actually be a little bit more impactful. Look at this. If you actually watch it, what's it going to do here? It's got it's got a really weird, if you actually pay attention, it's got a really weird behavior in along the bottom of the screen. It just gets pushed that way somehow. It's all right. Anyway, so workflow. These are all workflows I've already released, so you're not missing out. Let's get rid of that. They're both empty. Let's see this one. So this is the Flux context. OmniJet. I put out an article on Civit. Oh, and yes, I have addressed the thing. So let's talk about that for a minute, actually. That's probably something, yeah. Let's talk about this real quick, shall we? We're going to have to go Dutch for this one. All right, boys. I've been on Civit since it started. I even worked for Civit for a time. I was glad to work with them. There were some great guys. I had an excellent time. I still work with some of the people I knew from back then. Even though we're all kind of doing our own things now. It's kind of like, looking back on it, it was a ladder that enabled me to get into the AI industry and become a consultant. Even though I'd been working in consultancy, that was like IT, not AI, right? So it's sort of like I had to kind of carve out an existence in this field. And CivitEye was instrumental because there were only 2 places that you could share models. So I used to go Hugging Face, but Hugging Face was kind of harsh because it wasn't very rich. You couldn't really embed images in the readmes. And so I ended up going with CivitEye, right? It got recommended by a friend at the time I was working with, and she said, oh, you should start putting all your stuff up there. First thing I was putting up was hundreds of aesthetic embeddings for SD 1.5. That was like the biggest thing I did in 2022. And then in 2023, I've trained hundreds of checkpoints for SD 2.1, and then LoRa's, and then more and more, and it's just never stopped, right? And it pains me that due to a safety act, the UK isn't going to get banned from using the platform. And it's not the platform's fault. Like, they would be liable for breaking UK law. So, like, those law... It's really stupid. The UK wants to be the leader in AI, but then they're doing stuff like this, which is, like, shooting yourself in the foot, in my opinion, because... There's a lot of people who want to learn, and when if you do a national block to a site which is basically an open source website, it kind of it's not really your goal, is it? You're kind of fighting your own goal. Anyway, so what I did was I just put up a statement. That's enough waffle from me on this, because basically it's like it's legal crap, right? And so I've just basically said, here is the thing. That's how it is. If they're not going to let me log in again because my country has put some stupid law down, that's the law of the land, you know what I mean? I can't. So at the end of the day, that just means no more updates on Civitai. Do you know what I mean? So what it'll mean is I'll have to start doing everything on Hugging Face, unless that gets banned too. We'll see. And obviously, so LoRa's, checkpoints, data sets, all that stuff will start going on to Hugging Face. I must admit, I didn't really use it enough. I should have used it more as like a backup. In fact, when the whole GitHub thing happened, I should have immediately assumed this would be next, to be fair. But so yeah, no UK users on Civitai. So I'm just hoping that the account doesn't get shut down. Do you know what I mean? I just hope that they don't go, oh, we have to block even UK accounts, even if they're no longer maintained or updated. Yeah, that would super suck, because it's 2 years of work. I got 895 model uploads. I think I'm like number 11. I've been consistently at number 20 for the article ranks, if that means anything. To be honest, I've just been doing my thing, trying to spread the word and give everybody a chance to compete with these big companies that obviously have billions of dollars and could quite easily automate everything we do. It's getting to that point, you know. So you need to have some way to fight back. You know, I see it as when a new weapon is created, that you need to find out how to create that weapon, right? It's an information weapon, right? So, or a tool, if you prefer. But yeah, like I say, so that's what's going on there. Bottom line, if it happens, when it happens, it's going to be happening on the 25th of July. When that happens, we're out, basically. I'll just have to move, find somewhere else. And if the situation changes, I'll go back and start uploading it, because I don't see this as Civitai's fault. It's kind of been put on them. Although I would say there are other platforms that will continue to do business in the UK, and it's because they've got the money to go and invest and change the systems to make them compatible or compliant. So there is an element of they could make the system compliant for the UK. So I don't know what that looks like. That's something for them. But until such time as UK users are allowed back on the platform, I guess it's dead, which is a mad shame. I really hope that they don't take, like I said, I hope the thing stays up, because there's so much on there. This is just the last 10 models, you know. And you see the Spider-Man, but he's actually just a sparring model where I prompted Spider-Man. The thing that looks like Stellar Blade was trained on Stellar Blade, but only looks like Stellar Blade if you give it a frame from Stellar Blade and canny video input. So it's like you have to force it 100%, but then it can do it. Same with Helldivers. That's what all of these were trying to see. If we give it enough guidance, can it make the thing? And yeah, it can. It can make anything. It's just a training challenge. What do you want to make? You can make anything you want with the new video models. They're very impressive. We even did a bit of audio stuff, if you remember. You can check all that out on this profile if it's not deleted in the next 5 days. I don't think they're going to delete it. They would have told me if they were going to delete it. As far as I know, they're just going to refund us what buzz we had left over. It's probably not even $50 worth, guys. To be honest, I was tempted just to do it like a blitz. Next couple of days, just blitz like 20 Lauras and cash out with product rather than refund. I'd rather get something for the buzz. But anyway, let's take a look at that workflow, because I didn't actually do it with this one. I don't know why this one keeps appearing. Was it this one? No, it wasn't that one. It was this one. Right, okay. So let's take a look at this. Dutch mode, disengage. I think we'll leave it on that one for now. Oh, wait, no, that's a close-up. We can't do that. There we go, we're back. So, what have I done here? Like I said, I told you earlier, I got the SD35 large Q8. I got the T5 also in Q8, so we can kind of reduce the size. And this is SD35 large, but in Jajuf. Oh, and I'm interested to see if we can get a Jajuf clip. I know they're only small, but it does interest me. These things interest me. These aren't very big. But any place, because I want to, I like thinking up like extreme setup. So we have like a Q4 for everything. Do you know what I mean? Just to see how low we can get the resources. Yeah, there's like a little efficiency challenge. It's not all about making pictures, Sometimes we're trying to see if something's like going to make it easy for someone with a little laptop to run these cool tools, So anyway, I've added a couple of things to this workflow. We've turned off the canny for now. That's all the purple stuff. I've got my aspect size node at 16:9 on SDXL. He's going into the SD3. And we're using Empire style beat shot from above the earth, ocean surface in the foreground. The scene looks like looks to the shoreline. Or a fusion of high-tech megastructures and landscape details mixed with flora as blending, making the towers indistinguishable from the cliff face. Okay. And that's what we get, right? I wonder if we could do something else. Some other deserts, no, not desert, some other vacation scene. Maybe I could be inside one of these cities. Let's see if we can get a close-up. Style Mega City Square. Shot from above the road surface. Above the road surface in the foreground where the scene looks to the curbside. I've got no idea what's going to be there. Oh, why does it keep doing that? Stop curbside. Am I... Keeps on stealing my focus. We're a fusion of high-tech megastructures and landscape details mixed with the flora. Indistinguishable from... From the city blocks. I might get away with it. We'll see if we get away with it. Alright, cool. Let's go. I am loving SD35 at the moment. I know I keep calling it 3.5, but I know I keep calling it 35. It's 3.5, guys. But I'm loving it. I don't know what it is. Look, I know that the details aren't like... But it's not... Do you know what it isn't? It isn't cauliflower. I know it's not perfect, but that's partly me. Because of what I've been training it on. Like, if you look at what I've been training it on, it looks like this. Everything looks kind of stamped and chromatic. Which I do kind of enjoy. So let's see what we get out of this one. But yeah, like I say, this is what I've been messing around with in between. I've done a shoot to test all the equipment, and it all worked really nicely. The idea is that, before I had made the white guy that I am showing on the screen, me, hi, That was being made for the entire video, right? Or it was the same video being used, right? And production wise, that makes sense, because you can put a long time into making something like that, and then you reuse the footage to justify that cost, because it was very labor intensive to make at first, you know, and it got easier and easier and easier to do. But then it got to the point where it was like, can we just do it every time now? And the answer is yeah, you can, but it's like it's an insane amount. It was an insane amount of production. So I've come up with a solution, and that's basically, I mean, the stream for season 2 is going to be much the same. We're just breaking things up. Obviously, we'll have a few new scenes and whatever. Is this thing actually running, or did I kill it? No, it is running. Okay. But yeah. Yo, MC Twig and Berries. I didn't mention you coming in. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, if you want to know, the combination I'm using is Canon R100 with a DJI Mic 2 and then a DJI Pocket 2. I've had all of these things for ages, just not the mic. I had a DJI Mic 1. It was great, but I sold it. I can't remember why now. There was something about it. But it doesn't matter. I got the DJI Mic 2, so it's got super long range. And the nice thing about it is you sync up one of them to the DJI Pocket, that's the gimbal camera, and then you sync up the other one to the DSLR, which has its own receiver. And now it's all in sync. See, the biggest problem before was the nightmare of syncing up audio. And the thing is that now it's like each of the 3 video sources all have their own high quality audio source, which is all nice, it's all in sync, which like just removes that entire headache from production. I know it sounds like a small thing, but I think this thing's crashed, guys. Ain't no way. Let me just see if something works real quick. Where's the dump button? I'm going to restart it. Oh! Cancel. I was about to restart it. I just dumped the model cache though, so this should be fun. Yeah, because I think I had Flux Context loaded to do the upscale, so. But then again, I think I used the Jujuf for that too. So it's funny, the current sort of thing seems to be whatever you like, whether it be 1.5, Flux, SD3, whatever your thing is you like for making images, and then we go into context dev for the editing. So all in painting and a lot of ControlNet stuff is all pretty much handled by that. We can even do upscaling with that as well. But I mean lossless upscaling. It won't make it better. It's lossless, so it'll come out looking like it did, but bigger. Which people have forgotten that's what upscaling was supposed to be. You know, everyone now, we're so spoiled in AI because we're used to like, make it bigger and it gets better too, you know? Oh, this is interesting. You see the art style which this is trained? It's like a very heavy ghost style. It's very heavy, very stylized. You can see it in the road, mostly. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that image. And then we're going to go to Flux Context Chain. And I'm not going to be editing it, even though we could. In fact, we probably could, couldn't we? Why not? But yeah, to be honest, it's weird. I've been here in the office working on various things every day, and it's been weird because I've still been here. But I have needed the time. I've, like I said, moved all the furniture around. Everything's real nice in here now. Before it was getting a little bit like, I don't know what the right word is. Right. So let me see. Yep. Okay, so we're going to do a clear again and run. So we're making that one there. Look, can I just... Yeah. Wait for it. There we go. Location 2. So I don't know what you guys are doing, but, you know, I might actually do some painting later. Like I said, I never have any time for anything. So, this is why I have to just do this. I think a week will do it. Yeah. So, like I said, as it says in the video description, the plan is that the live show comes back next Sunday. It's going to be the same as always, pretty much. Same as always. But there'll be main channel content returning, finally. Because I've actually figured out a new form, a new recipe. It's the same format, it's just like occasionally I'm able to sort of cut and say things, pretty much. So, that's pretty much all it is. But I think it's a little bit more engaging, and it gives me the ability to show like some of the longer form stuff, because like we'll take a look at something in a little minute. I know a lot of you guys that are watching now are in the Writers Club, and one thing I've done while I've been on holiday is finish up a bunch of manuscripts that I just didn't have time to finish. Some of them are like brand new, essentially. There's Bronze, and there's 3X, or 3X if you want to call it that, but it's actually 3X. Those are two sort of hard sci-fi concept stories that I wrote. But yeah, I would like to do more publishing in season 2, because we've all written a bunch of manuscripts and we've edited them down to good high quality drafts. And I think it's time to start publishing. Everyone sort of gets a little bit, oh, but it's just do Kindle self-publish, guys. I don't think you should work on a book for your whole life. Well, you can, but I think you should also try to write a book and just get it finished and out, and then do that again, and then do that again, because that might be the true only way to get experience. Because otherwise it's kind of like you're always making the clay, you're always cutting the clay into shapes, but you never fire up the kiln, you see. And I think that there's an element of closure and experience gathering from the process of actually publishing something. So maybe you might think of doing a shorter or less ambitious project first to try and get to that point. You know, that's how I think anyway. Whether that's the right way to think or not, I'm not sure. Have we restarted this? Oh, yep, nice. We already did that. Right, cool. So as you can see, the upscale is much nicer. Okay, it's the same though. Do you know what I mean? It's the same. It hasn't made it any worse, is my point. You know, because look, you can say, oh, this is a blurry, not detailed mess, but that's what I want. I wanted like a charcoal drawn type painting. You know, so it's like, well, it looks like this, okay? But the thing is, if you look at the original, look at the original, guys. Look how close it is. You can barely see the difference, but it has gotten much bigger. So, because if you do a normal scale, it will lose some detail. It will lose some detail. Okay, and this isn't like, you're not getting new detail, but it's matching the level of detail that was there. So it's like a really good context aware. It doesn't always work, I will say. It doesn't always work. But the way I'm using it, it works well for my... Because I want to have these sort of... I don't know, it's like a mix of gouache and charcoal line edging. It's very strange. but I love it. It kind of looks like it's been rubbed. Can you see there where the sky looks like it's something scraped across, and then all the lines look like they've been like rubbed, for lack of a better term. I like this style. So yeah, anyway, so if I just save that, and then we go back to Sea Dance. And what was that last image? So here we go. We'll get our new image and we'll put it in first and last. Okay. And then I want to say, like, the clouds are billowing and there's steam coming off the tarmac. So the clouds crash slowly against the skyscraper, across the skyscraper's edges, while a heat haze distorting the view of the high-tech fortress towers in the city, in the distance, we can leave the dense vegetation. Okay, clouds crash slowly. Heat haze. Yeah, it's fine. Heat haze, mist, steam. Hot steam. While hot steam. I mean, I don't even know. We'll try it. Hot steam. Rises from the tarmac. Because it's hot. And then obviously, yeah, we've got it in as the first and the last. Okay. So the aim is to make another loop, basically. Super simple. But yeah, I got some orcs to paint, guys. I spray painted them white like a month, maybe 2 months ago, but it's just been a roller coaster of test this, test that, try this, try that, and not, just haven't even done it. So I'm probably going to have a crack at that. Needs to be done as well, because part of the plan with the Space Marines was to build up a real clean data set. All from one army, same camera. And we're still going to do that as well. Just some things take time. Look at that, 1 minute. That's not bad. I see almost no movement. I did give it like a wall, well, I know. How about we try and make the vegetation blow with the wind or something? I'm going to say billowing fast. Against the skyscraper tops. Forget the steam. Let's go with heat haze again. Okay. And then a breeze is... Wait a minute. The vegetation flutters in the breeze. Let's try that. Because, like I said, I'm giving it the same image for the first and the last frame. It's usually not a good idea. You can also generate a video and then use a frame from that, but it's like... I usually just do it again until it works. Because 10 seconds is a long time. So it's weird. They would think that they would give you like a middle frame or something. So you could have like it go first frame, something, and then back to where it started. Because then you could like actually control the loop properly, but I don't know. Because the other way, of course, is you go A, B, and then you do another generation that's B, A, and then you put the two together. Bish, bosh, bosh. Ooh, we grew. I mean, it's better than the last one. But, wait, so I said vegetation flutters in the breeze. It grew me a tree. How about birds flying past? Try that. A blue... No, wait. A dark crane flies across the sky. It's getting closer though. I don't know what. I don't think it knows. Yeah, it doesn't know what billowing is. Moves. The clouds move fast behind the skyscrapers. Skyscraper tops. It's funny. But yeah, I like this because it's much closer to what you were doing. It's a bit like NVIDIA Cosmos. I think it was NVIDIA. When that came out, it was like really close to your artwork. So it wasn't just doing what it was trained to. It would actually take your artwork and animate it, which was a little bit different. Maybe it wasn't as good as the others, but it did genuinely do that. And I think that's more useful than it makes good video, you know? It needs to make the video that you trying to make. And I know that can be a prompting problem. But if you give it a good art style, it should stay in that art style, you know? But anyway, it only taking a minute is nice. Got this zero sugar monster today. It's probably the most poisonous thing I've ever drunk, but it does taste good. I don't even know what Ultra Vice Guava means. Probably bug shells. But whatever, it tastes good. Yeah, I don't even know what half of that stuff is. Oh, I think we did it. We have a loop in 3. It took 3 shots. Come on, where's the loop? Where's the end? Oh, perfect. Right, well, I better download that and get myself into my holiday vacation number 2. That's not bad. There we go. Oh. There we go. Do I really need the title? Look, every time it's going to give the file name at the bottom of the screen. Whatever, man. It's going to smash it. So, oh, we've seen there is a problem. It did mess up that strange building because, of course, you know, it's not normal for towers to, like, exist like that. But then that, you know, this is kind of why I test it with weird examples. So if you remember, the tower had a mad overhang, probably like a runway at the top of a tower or something stupid. Science fiction, right? It's just become a paint smear or a UI element like an HP gauge which doesn't have a bar in it. That's okay though. So yeah, we have shadows. The plants aren't moving with the wind, but I took that out. Now we asked for a crane, so can we see the crane? Spot the birdie, there it goes. It flew across real fast. Not bad. feels low res though. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's because what we gave it wasn't exactly high detail. So, you know, in terms of what I gave it and what I got, it's a match. It may have simplified it a little bit in animating. I think it has simplified it a little bit, but it's usable. There's a bit of weirdness going on in the middle of the screen with like geese that kind of appear and disappear into nothing there, but apart from that, solid. So yeah, it's like another way of doing things, I guess. See that. Yeah, like I said, I don't doubt that by next weekend there'll be another video model that we'll all have to pay attention to. I wonder if there's just like a section. Do they just have like... Yeah. Let's have a look and see what they got. VO3 Fast, we've looked at that. Seedance 1 Pro. Ah, we were using light. Huh? You cheeky buggers. Let me guess, it doesn't have first frame, last frame. Yeah, it doesn't have first frame, last frame. This is, I think... Wait. Native multi-shot video guidance. This is not... This is text to image. Oh, wait. Okay, so I can't do first frame, last frame. Shame. Let's grab the beach. And I'll say... looping shot of the waves at the beach. Fixed shot. Fixed shot. No. Fixed shot. In the distance. Massive high-tech fortress embedded into the landscape. Yes. We will have 10 seconds at 1080p. Oh, 1080p. Oh. Fixed camera. Type something memorable and generate. Or leave it blank for random seed. I think tonight might be pizza time, guys. Oh my god, I'm floating in space. I need to return to Earth. There we go. But yeah, like I said, lots of cool projects coming up. A lot of them a little more practical than usual. So take pictures of something, train it, use it. Context, you know, the full chain, into video. Preserve the audio, steal the frames. We've already looked at everything in like pieces so far. So if you're a regular to the show, you will have seen me messing about with all this stuff many, many times. This is probably going to be a little bit slower than the other one. But yeah. Oh no. It's taken forever. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Cooking time, chaps. Cooking time. So I hope you're all having a good weekend. I watch the Discord and see everyone posting all their projects and stuff. Don't forget to join the Discord and like the stream if you're watching live or if you're watching later. Oh, the fortress is growing. It almost worked, guys. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned the fortress. The waves look amazing. Do you know what it makes me think, though? It's not a loop either. But hang on. You could play it forwards and backwards and make it look like... Oh, that's just what the sea does when it goes in and out. But the buildings, they're scuffed. I would probably do a mask and have the buildings from the previous video and then the ocean from this video. But it won't be the right size, so it's like... How about I take away the mention of the thing? Because what this is showing me is that Sea Dance Pro is too creative. So let's just make sure it didn't enhance stuff from my prompt. If I don't name the thing, it can't... Well, I don't know what its vision module is. It's obviously got a vision module built in. You know, it's more like image and IP to video. Makes you wonder, though. I wonder what would happen if I, you know, stitched a person into that. No, I'd probably just keep it in frame. Sometimes they're too clever. $33 seconds for $1. It's huge. Insane. 66 seconds for $10 at 1080p. So what's that? 1 minute for $10. Now I know it still sounds expensive because it is. You know, but it just depends what you're comparing it to. So what? Sorry, 1 minute for $10. 1 minute for $10. It wasn't that long ago that we were paying $10 for 10 seconds. So the cost of video is getting cheaper. Cost of video generation getting cheaper. You got to pay attention sometimes, like little things, you know. It's not obvious, is it? But it's kind of like, if you can use a video model to generate one image, there will come a time when the video model's so good that you won't need the image model anymore, because it'll be very expensive by comparison. Like if you can make 81 images for like 81 images at 1080p for 15 cents now, that's a lot cheaper than image generation. You know what I mean? It's cheaper. So then you say, oh, I only want 1 frame. What's that divided by? Well, that's actually for 66 seconds, so it's like way more, because you know, you got to think it's 30 frames per second, right? So 66 times 30 divided by 15. Obviously, we're not there yet. Video needs more than 1 frame, but you can. People have been experimenting with it, and it's like a guaranteed eventuality. So yeah, if we just say that's 30 frames per second, so in fact let's be generous and say 24, because a lot of the settings are 24. So if we say 24 times 66, that's 1584 frames. If we then divide that, well, it says here that's per second. So it is actually just what it is. It is just what it is. I don't know why I'm doing math. It's already worked out there for you. Yeah. So yeah, it's 15 cents per second, but yeah. 15. Yeah, that's what we were trying to do. I've forgotten now. What is it per frame? Is it per frame? So it's 24 divided by, or it's 0.15 divided by 24. C dance is 24 frames per second, I think. Input, output. They don't mention it actually. WAN is 16, interestingly. WAN has an output of 16 frames per second. Unless they've changed it and you can specify it. Yeah, look, here we go. FPS 24. So they have a default. So that means you're paying... No. You're paying half a cent per frame. Half a cent per frame. Whereas obviously, you know, when you were animating with Flux, you could have been paying equivalent 6 cents. So it's 12 times more expensive to use an image model than a video model. And so obviously people are starting to look into just generating one frame with a video model as an alternative to image models. It's kind of an interesting concept. I don't think they're good enough yet. But I know people in our community have messed around with it. It does seem to work okay. Now, the one thing I've noticed about this today when we've been mucking about... let me see now. Where's the thing? Yeah. The one thing I noticed... Not Imogen. Oh, actually, wait. It's worth having a little look on here as well, isn't it? Some people have been telling me about High Dream. What the hell? Context Max? Oh, yeah. They've got an API. I remember. Imogen 4... See, people were saying Omnigen and maybe Imogen. Maybe it was Imogen they were going on about. Let's see what happens when we use a prompt on Imogen. I got prompts for days. Let's get one. In fact, let's do it in Comfy because I can't be bothered with all this. Hang on a sec. It's just too much messing about, mate, when I've already got it all there. If I just go Zenkai V4 or something and then have a text box. Show text, show text, show text, there we go. Okay, and then, I don't know, let's do a Sharona. So obviously, God knows what it'll actually, what it'll make, but it's just quicker to just, you know what I mean? Just use Comfy to give me a prompt generation right now. If I just do it like that. Maybe a bit longer. Yeah. Come on. When you want it to do it, it doesn't do it. You ever notice that? Alright, so anyway, let's just throw this in there. It's obviously an image prompt, not a video prompt, so I'll just give a quick look at it. It's fine. What should we add? Nothing. Let's go PNG. See, we could change it to make it more video-y, but I'll just run it like that first to see what happens. Should we see if we've got any video prompts in here? I have got video prompts in here. Oh my! Do you know, it's interesting that it would come with this look. I know it's got extra legs and all, but that's probably because I said 16:9. So I'm okay with it, you know. If it's wide and we've got like extra limbs, it could just be the width. I mean, it's the character and she kind of looks similar, but obviously it's just, that's, any similarity is down to the prompting, you know, because it's a completely different model with no pre-training, no image input, right? It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, Midjourney probably does worse. Let's try something else. Let's go for airship interiors. Let's go for one of these. See what we get. Should get the inside of a futuristic submarine or space station. Obviously, it's trying to call out a tag which doesn't exist. Okay, it's pretty solid. It's actually very close to the style. It's lacking a lot of detail, but then again, that, you know, what I was training on would have added those details, you know, that the LoRa. So this is like LoRa-less. bigger here. You can see that squidge on me, it's fine. Yo, Full Dive Media, welcome to the show. So glad you could make it. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Unsubscribe. I'm currently on vacation, so I haven't been around. Normally we do a show every day at 8 p.m, which would be in about 5 minutes. But I'm on holiday till next Sunday. So we're doing a Sunday show to say hello. I'm just working on the format, guys. Working on the formats. Got to keep polishing. So what are we going to get next? Do you know what? Let's see if it's got something about the famous Alf. But it only has, like, Alf. Control Enter because the button's missing. Oh, no, that's not going to work. It's crap. Yeah. Alright, let's try that one. There's no way it's going to do this. This is just, that's a video prompt. So, it should still make an image. Oh, do you know what? That's not bad. And she is doing a weird, look at this movement. That's not possible. See, non-Euclidean dancers, they do, like, you know, body warping and stuff, which you can't do. It's got the tag. So if I wanted to make, like, oh, I need a quick thumbnail for this new model I trained, I just shove this in here. Okay. What about track? Track? Oh, it's not here. I guess I didn't finish that one. Alright, what about drift? Okay, we're having some issues. Oh, drift episode 1. Drift. No, none of them are it. DR1, nope. I'm going to lose loads of my triggers because I published them on Civit, and then because it's like one trigger for the whole model, I don't have it. Oh no! God damn it. Problems. It's fast, I'll give it that. Well, it seems fast, I don't know, maybe it's just me. 8 seconds? Yeah, it's fast. I mean... Demon Swordsman, Death Magic, Burning Blood Hair, Tortured Souls, Cursed Katana, Black Cloak, Skull Mask, Weapon, Sword, Holding Weapon, Holding Sword, Armor, Red Hair, Blood, Skull, Cape. I think it checked all the boxes. I think it actually did a good job. You know what I mean? Considering it hasn't got my style training, all it's got is the words to go with, you know what I mean? Let's try the earlier model, the father of this guy, and see what we get from that. Much more simple prompt. And again, nothing, we haven't got any Lauras, we're just testing him Gen 4. Imogen 4 Pro, or is it they have a fast version which is turbo or something like that? It's pretty cool. I think we should probably get a Venus and try and test it with a woman. I mean, demonic looking skeleton holding a sword with red hair. Yeah, it is working. The hair is completely uncharacteristic and got a bit of goat stuff going on there, but that's the base model. He also clearly had the Doomslayer's sword there, but whatever. Wow, that's actually pretty damn close. That's crazy. So, Venus woman wearing tactical outfit. Video depicts a person dressed in all black standing against a plain background. They are holding a futuristic weapon in the right hand and wearing a black bodysuit with various straps and buckles. The outfit includes thigh-high boots with platform soles, and the individual has a serious expression on their face. Lighting is dim, casting shadows that accentuate the colours of the costume and the weapon. And it does. I'm going to save that one. for the next stage. And to go again, though, because it was supposed to be 16:9 and it made me a freaking postcard. But hey, you can't have it all. Damn it, it's still making postcards. Standing against a plain background. Plain background between two large pillars. Yes. It's weird that it's making it this size because the images that I have are this size. Okay, I cheated. I told it because it was obsessed with making, the wrong image size. I said, oh, it's between pillars, and so now it's made those edges into pillars, which is a little bit nicer. We'll get that one. I'll see if I can do it one more time because the gun sucks, but that might be the one. Okay, different pillars. Yeah, okay, we can use that. So if I now save that image, whoa, download that way. And then we need to go back to Seedance. So back to Seedance, let's go. Now I've got VO3 fast. We're going to do that in a minute. I've got Seedance Pro and High Luo. Let's try both. It's a literal buffet. So let's give it the same image both times and get busted by the filters. Hey! Wait a minute. I'm sure this image is safe because an AI made it. So, an AI would never have made anything unsafe. So it must be fine. Oh, what's this? Fofa? Fofa's got a... What? We're going to have to put Fofa to the test. Can we give it an image? No, it's just text to image. It comes with video though, with audio though. That's pretty cool. Shame I can't put an image into it. Oh man, I want to try it out, but I don't have any reason. Ah, I got it. Yes. There we go, that'll do it. With audio. Alright, so let's check out the Seedance Pro prompt first. So we've got our image loaded in. We want 10 seconds at 1080p, 16:9, 24, camera fixed, seed is good. What's the prompt? Keep it on ground level shot. We'll say, woman is ready for battle. Ground level shot. She is standing in a heroic... Should I say heroinic? Oh, well, heroic will do. Heroic pose betwixt two stone columns. I'll say two carved columns. While wearing a leather combat outfit. I don't even know what that is. A skin tight, you can't say that. A leather combat outfit. And brandishing a, what is that? Space rifle. A space assault rifle. Yes. Okay. A woman with black hair. A woman with black hair is ready for battle. Okay, it looks good. We'll generate that. Now, what's the next prompt here? Dog. Okay, so I think it can't use the same template of ground level shot there. But I think I will just take the brackets out and see if it'll follow it anyway. Again, there's no second frame. I'm not going to prompt optimize for now, dude. Some of the Pet Olympics has taken over with High Luo. Okay. Oh my god, that was insane. Okay, right. I need to open that. Hang on. Are you guys ready? 10 out of 10. Oh my God. It actually looks pretty good. Oh, what a time. It looks amazing. All right, cool. What else do we have in here? We can get Cyber Society out. Give it a cyber prompt. I think that's a good idea. Okay. Project failed. 10 seconds is only available for 768, it says. Okay, alright, we'll go for 6 then. This one's still being made. I wonder which one's going to give us a censorship problem first. Two figures. Soldier. Oh, it's that one I want to use, maybe. What? A cat is sprinting very fast on just 2 legs. Arms are moving like a human runner. Yes, like a human runner. Cat is doing a gymnastic routine on the mat. It jumps, runs and jumps, does a flip, then lands perfectly to standing applause. Good prompt. Good prompt. Whoa. Televised footage of a cat doing an acrobatic dive into a swimming pool. Yeah, I made a bunch of these with VO. Oh no, that looks weird. That is weird. That one's good. A dog climbing up a climbing wall. Yeah, that's really good. The tail wagging is selling it for me. That's crazy. Absolutely insane. Alright. Oh, FOFR comes in. Look at this. It's not a bad image. She's a little bit more... The clothing has been sanitized. Oh, wait, there was no... Yeah, of course. So let's do it. Let's give that a Cyber Society prompt and see how he gets on. Let's see now. This one. The dog is climbing up the wall. Yeah. Still generating. I'm gonna change it for a Cyber Society prompt, guys. Same with this one as well. Now that's actually really good. Look, you see why ByteDance is winning? It just gets it. Yeah, the gun changed. I don't care about that. The gun did change. Look, changes into a completely different gun. That's okay though, because if I'd made, remember, if I had made the image with this model, it wouldn't change. It's because I made the first image with a completely different AI model. So whatever design that was isn't in this one. So if I just used the gun, you know what I mean? This is why, again, I think people are going to end up generating images with video models. You know? I'll just have one frame, please. Simplifies the stack. You don't have to switch between 2 things all the time. I can just see it being like the natural end game. You know? You have a video generation model that is good. You ask for 1 frame. Simple. Okay. 10 seconds. Right, so that one's now cooking. That one's still cooking. FOFR. Ooh, he's trying to do Cyber Society. He's got the clouds, got the lightning, got the floating city. But it's just like kind of Master Chiefish. Let's go with V0, because V0 is like raw. That's like raw Cyber Society. Yeah, I should be able to get rid of that. Oh, well, blacklist male. Go again, please. There we go. That's a little bit nicer. Change it up. Get another one in there. What's this one? That's not bad. That's not bad, Hailuo. They almost kept the gun the right design. It's still a bullpup. It's lost a bit of sci-fi-ness, but it's the same shape. The stock changed as well. But her outfit remained the same. She remained the same. So Hailuo 2 is getting top marks on that as well. Hang on a minute. Isn't Minimax Wan? Isn't Wan Minimax? Oh, yo, Mr. Fernicar, Battle Cruiser operational, liked and subscribed. +1 for Cyber Society. Seems like Sunday chill to me, is it not? Yes, it has been. It has been Sunday chill today. So I would say Hailuo 2 is actually getting quite good marks on this one. So we're now going to use that as the input, but we're going to use Cyber Society prompt. So, at the moment, Sea Dance 1 Lite is the most fun. At the moment, Sea Dance 1 Lite is the most fun because Sea Dance 1 Pro seems to just, I don't know, it does too much. And like I said, if I just put the same image in for both, sometimes you get a duff generation where nothing happens, but that's your fault because you put, you know what I mean? You put in. Why would there be any movement? You know, what movement were you hoping for? But we do it anyway. With a Cyber Society prompt. It'd be interesting to see what it does, if anything. Alright. Oh, baby, she's got a mask and it's up in the sky now. It's trying, isn't it trying? It's trying. But there's no mention of the clouds or the colours or anything. Here we go. Vibrant sky. Right, that will work. That will work. Run that one. Still generating. Change that. Change that. I've never heard of Pixverse, guys. What is it? What's Pixverse? Pixverse 4.5. What is it? Oh wow, live 2D and general animation. Wait, what? Excuse me? 1 month ago. Minimax is killing it by the looks of it. Generate videos for specific camera movements. This is why I use Replicate, guys. It's super easy. Super easy to use. Oh yeah, look at that one. Wave speed 121. Is it 14B? Yeah, it is. So you got 114B on there as well. Leonardo motion. Okay. Interesting. Look, it is looping. Sea Dance Light has got me my loop. Bizarre, but it works. So good, I'll have another one. Next. Still making it. Still making it. Still making it. Huh. Very Mid-Journey-esque, but very cool. Filled with birds. More Cyber Society prompts. Ah, Pixverse is a site with free credits to make videos. Thank you, Fernica. Didn't know. I had not heard of this. I have not heard of this. At least it tried to do the clouds, you know, with the contrast. Wait, what? Whoa! What? Okay, like I said, Sea Dance sometimes is an overachiever. She's now suiting up. It's like the Power Rangers or something, yeah? She's like, wait for it. Transform! Oh, that's great. Come on, Hailuo, I believe in you. The rest of them are going to win the race. Cold boots, okay. Not many people use it or something? Well, I don't know. Oh, we got another one. It's... Huh? Oh, it made the columns move, but not her. Okay. See, this is the sort of thing you get when you just use the same image for the front. It's your own fault. Because the AI looks at it and goes, there's no difference. What am I supposed to animate? You didn't say anything about... And there's something about a shadow. And a grey structure, and it's like, oh, I guess. Poor guy. First one was great. Still generating. Still generating. Oh well, it is what it is. So yeah, Imogen was fun. Do we have any other things we could do here? Maybe we could do a Tokyo Racer and see what it does with that. It's not bad, you know. I don't know though, these horizontal lines don't look like a... Well, I don't know, you can see weird... Did I say... No, I didn't say anything about it. Weird. Weird. Just put some photographic artifacts in. Block low and above is strictest. Block medium, block some prompts. Block only high is permissive. Sure. Cool. I enjoyed that though. Imogen was not bad. But you just got to remember when you go to animate, it's going to lose some fidelity. This is the funniest one by far though. Oh, hello. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we got an airship in the background. It's very sci-fi. She gets even more sci-fi. Look at all those iPhones. That's how you know it's high technology, guys. It's all the touch screens. Ultimately, in the end, FOFR gets the best looking Cyber Society clouds. Even though it's like a mid-journey guy. But that's okay. Because remember, this doesn't have any of my training. It just has the prompt. So getting anywhere near it is, you know. So yeah, FOFR guys, don't miss. He's a good guy actually. He's done loads of stuff. I don't know him or anything. I think I might have been like in the occasional hangout, but I don't know for sure. I follow him on X. Context old and damaged. Use this context fine-tuned to turn any photo into an old and damaged. Let me check this out. This is interesting. So this is done with context. Using a fine-tune of context. This is something we're going to look at actually when we come back from our break. So this is worth looking at. So let's take our input image. Let's take one what we made earlier. Image aspect. Yeah. PNG. Output quality. Well, you can't do that. It's JPEG. What? Why would I want to do that? Just do the thing. So we're going to give it my image and say, make it old and damaged, scratched and faded. Interesting, wasn't it? Now you'd think it can probably do that. Like, it can probably do that anyway. Yeah, it can. It didn't do a very good job. But it did try. See, it's doing it in a specific way, right? It's not just making it old and faded. It's doing it in the way he trained it. So I think if I just say make it old and faded. So I'm just changing what he said. It's still partially the same. So it should still do the same thing. That's interesting. So it learned part of the treatment here. That's interesting. I wonder if there's a way to do it old and faded, but preserve the colour. Nope. Strange. It makes you wonder though, what would happen if I just typed, you know, make it old. Edit photos of water to be long exposure. Context, WebP, context, make person real. The fine tune to fix plastic skin. Hey man, I'll try anything. Make this person look real. Bad skin. What? Okay, no. Oi, stop hijacking my computer. Right, let's find something with a human face. It's going to be harder than it sounds. I've just cleaned out all my folders again. Is that a human face? That is a human face. Okay, make this person look real. Alright, I think we got a good one. Let's go. Now, I've seen AI achieve a lot of things, but I'm not sure if I've seen it do this. Oh, wow. It actually does make it look more human. Thing is, the crop is wrong. Right. So, which one was it? Where is the thing? What on earth's that? 5 below. Okay, right. So we're going to edit this image. Why is this such a pig to work with? Windows is an ultimate pig. Just doesn't really want you to use it, is my assessment. Yeah, that's a... Yep. Save as... God, it's annoying. Just save it as something. You'd think by now it'd have like an automatic naming system, you know? Back in the day, if you tried to save the same file to the same location, it wouldn't just overwrite it. You're like _1, _2, bracket 1, whatever. Yeah. Now it's like just wipes your data. No, it's no. Calm down. It's ready. We're ready to do the thing again. Obviously, this is the scene from the famous movie with Dan Aykroyd, Coneheads. Obviously. Maybe not so obvious. So we're going to make this person look real. Because obviously this is kind of early SFX. It doesn't look perfect. You can see that it's not real, you know what I mean? If you actually were to watch the movie now in HD, you'd see the makeup. But it's only kind of... It's not even Dan Aykroyd anymore. So this is something which comes up a lot. So the idea is that, you know, we've got this cool thing that can do skin for us, you know, make the skin look more real. And it does make the skin look more real, but what's the cost? And the cost is it doesn't look like the guy anymore. You see what I mean? That is Dan Aykroyd. That is like Wish.com Dan Aykroyd. You know, it's like the Union equivalent. It is good skin for what I gave it. Although it's a bit weird. What's it doing at the bottom of the thing here? It's doing some weird stuff. But anyway. Cool. Makes me wonder what would happen if I just did that myself with context now with the same prompt. But I'm just being cynical. I'm sure he did fine-tune, a wicked fine-tune. So at the moment, I'm liking Sea Dance 1 Lite because it's got the first frame, last frame. But also Sea Dance 1 is pretty sweet. In painting for infinite zoom. Use image in painting to extrapolate video frames and create infinite zoom effects. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. You could do that. You could do that. You could do that. Let's see what it's got to say. Did I already get rid of it? Yeah, I did. I got rid of it. Let's go to image models. So we've got image N4 fast. Let's see the fast version before I'm done with this messing around. Because I'm like wanting to see what the deal is. You know, if it's good, then that's awesome. But it's like if I can't train it, it's kind of useless to me. Need to be able to train things. It's not bad. It's not bad. Seems a little bit reminiscent of Warhammer 40,000 though. Warlow. Let's do another one. More Warlow. Let's get a different prompt. Wow, extremely Warlow. Okay, slightly less because the prompt's different and it's hitting different words. Good detail on the rifles. Those rifles are like clean. Super clean. They're not bent. Triggers in the right place. In fact, I think they're all the same model as well. That's kind of crazy. Because all I said on the prompt here was aiming a sniper rifle while the other two hold similar weapons. Interesting. And it is fast as well. The thing is, the other one was only 8 seconds, so calling this one fast, and it's like... It is twice as fast, though, I'll be fair. It is twice as fast. So these guys aren't mechanical enough, but again, it's looking cool. The quality's there. Bit of prompt engineering. Makes me wonder, like, can you find... I don't think you can. I don't think you can fine tune Imogen. So if we say train a model, I don't think... Yeah, you have to find it yourself. Go and find it on your own. Oh dear. Got to start somewhere, guys. Good information, no doubt. Oh look, it's this. Yep, this is what we do. This is what we do now. Okay. Yeah. So basically, that's where we're at on that. I've got a whole new, what was it? New songs we're working on as well. Lots of new songs. Missed a few chats from Furnicar. He's saying, would going tactical animate her? Yeah, it probably would. I just wanted to see if it would, you know, follow the subject, which it doesn't. It doesn't really follow the subject. It kind of does its own thing, like. But it was fun to look at the at those other services, because, like I said, they're all APIs. You can build them into your apps. So, but I don't know, guys. I still think that WAN's the best open source model to run locally, and I still think that CDance is better than VO3. So no change. You see what I mean? No change. I do want to spend the last part of the show tonight talking about writers stuff, because it is writers' room at the end of the show. Did you miss coffee time? There was no coffee time. We don't have any breaks. So let me just see here. I think I've only got one coffee left, so I'm keeping it in for emergencies. Let me just see now. I posted about this. Maybe I put it in the inside line. Okay, so I put a bunch of stuff in the inside line, so let's check that out real quick. So first we had the context upscaler, then we had the color grain, I call it color grain. It's color match and film grain in a simple web interface. So it's like you don't have Photoshop, you just want to quickly do a color match to an image and then film grain it, if you know what the settings you like are. It's very strong, so I recommend turning things down to like less than what's there, but whatever. Oh yeah, long video. So LTX V13B now supports up to 60 seconds of video, but when I tested it, it was not very stable. So I'm not quite sure what they're doing. It might be that it just needs a bit more power than my 4090 has, which is fine. They do mention that. They say it's H100 low latency, so it's okay. I also brought out the Omni Gen 2 image edit workflow, and then down in the Writers Club we released Bronze, which is the latest story to come out, and that would be available up on Substack. Can we actually go to the thing now? I just want to go to the thing. You know, the place where the posts are. I don't want to... it's so useless. Who designed this? I don't want to know about your... Look at this. I don't want to know about your... Oh, God, she's like... Oh, God, I just need to get that off the screen. That was cringe, guys. I'm sorry about that. I go on the internet because I need to go outside or something. It was very strange. I read it at a glance. Anyway, everyone got stupider seeing that. Can I find the... Oh my God. The collapse. Yeah, let's go. Here we go. Right. So I put out the whole book. Okay. Put out the whole book as it came out. And I've shared the process. Now, Figmas don't last forever. So I recommend checking it out. So I'm going to pin this one. So you'll be able to find it at the top of the channel. Do you know what? I should probably put like a... It's a shame it's not part of that post. Do you know what? I got an idea. I got an idea. Do that and then pin that one. And then unpin the one with no image in it. Because like, what? And then now we're going to find out, right, that it doesn't show images and pins. Oh, no, it does. Cool. Open that up. Bronze. What's bronze? Bronze is all about immigration. Isn't that great? Not really, no, but I had the idea driving around listening to the local radio. I was just sitting in traffic and I came up with a science fiction solution to immigration. Have at it, you know what I mean? I figure you're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. Do you know what I mean? So I just came up with a massive, ridiculous, global, coordinated effort, which of course will never happen. But that's not the point. I'm not here to be cynical. What I'm here to do is just say, oh, look, science fiction. Let's see if science fiction can give us an answer to this problem. And the moral of the story, ultimately, was not to be corrupt. I'm not really sure if it managed to hit that target because it seemed to imply that ratting out your corrupt friends is I don't know. It's very strange. But I think it was more interesting to see what the AI thought it should write rather than what it actually wrote. You know? Because it's like analyzing where it's coming from rather than, you know, trying to measure the intent as a tool rather because of course it's like contextual, right? But anyway, there's a lot of my own ideas in here which I think are really cool. There's probably a bit too much going on and I didn't even read the draft yet. Okay, so I wanted to show like this is the current process before I start editing. So in a way, this is like my lathe. This is like a narrative lathe. And what you see is what's left after I've taken it off the bench. There's obviously going to be some additional sanding and chipping, but that's like nothing compared to the amount of work that went into getting it to this point. I've deliberately targeted a lot of things which are in the story, so I'm very happy with it as a project advancing the narrative inversion thing. But you'll see why that is when I show you what I did. And he closed the window. Classic. Alright. I wish there was a dark mode. Is there a dark mode for Figma? Okay. So let's start at the top. And I won't be doing this all night, guys. This is going to be nice and quick for you. So narrative inversion 3.0. Not really much difference between 2.0 and 3.0. None of the prompts have changed. I just want to really show the process of how we can get it there, right? So of course, I've already showed you guys we can create bronze project instructions which defines and lists the documents. So in that folder is my lore book, my character book, my world book, right? I already made them. So we can use the finished documents to craft our main characters, including detailed visual descriptions and speech styles based on an unnamed African nation to keep ambiguity for appeal to wider audiences. We can name this characters.md. We can create a document named world.md, which will describe the setting for the story to establish the world definitions for this universe using the existing final document we've written so far. So, I started off with a bunch of lore books. Here it is. I've envisaged a story named Bronze, which follows a man at peace with a corrupt society in a future where menial work is carried out by an ethnic class who are afforded citizenship in exchange for labour. This cohort is known as the Bronze, due to the bronze shield awarded to those who are in active service by the state. They have housing, income and healthcare paid for by the state, along with a special citizenship class, widely respected by the native ethnic population. However, this is a surface level assessment, with the truth being darker. 24-hour adventure following an older man who is shadowing his new partner. The world is a megacity, multi-ethnic representation, year 2060. We'll create bronzelawbook.md by first including my definition and then expanding and appending with my responses in a 20-question style interview. So that's the version 3.0 that I've been working on. So we get our characters and our world by extracting from the law book. The law book being created with a simple idea. So as you can see, this is the law book which I worked on. This is the result. And as you can see, if you scroll down it, you can see the questions. So that he asked me a question and then appends the answer I gave. So this whole law book was actually typed out by me. Yeah, because I've got an idea for what the story's going to be. So I get to actually type it all out. This is 100% all my ideas for what Bronze is. Which is just a sort of a social experiment type science fiction story. So we covered historical origins, social hierarchy, work systems, enforcement mechanisms. You get the idea. We've done it before. Okay. And now, interestingly, with this one, I decided to deliberately target Training Day, featuring Denzel Washington, as a template for the story template structure. I needed to research and extract a detailed plot overview, then format this for white label, designed to follow the same structure and pacing with variations on major and minor events, potentially for reframing with narrative specialized agents. This is a research experiment to look at holographic inversion, the process of targeting a structure, ingesting, and then reformatting to use a template structure which can then retarget to new universes, characters, and stories. So we did deep research on the story of the movie Training Day, and then wrote TD structure, so it's actually story structure, which contains no details, character names, or location names from the actual source. This will strip all specific information and provide a blank structure which is ready for a new narrative to be applied, along with the new characters matching the source structure. This project aims to distill narrative essence from a target to demonstrate emergent ability in all good LLMs without taking any protected information from the source, respectfully allowing creation of new and original stories that benefit from this structure as conditioning. Okay, so that's what that is, and that is the structure of Training Day in that column there. Now, I also wrote a completely new writing system for this. We've adapted the Thompson system to include Asimov. So it's Thompson, Asimov, Ritchie now. So now we've got Gonzo, Asimov, Guy Ritchie. Okay? And obviously there's a whole... This is the ghostwriter programming. So you can edit that, change that up, do what you want with it, customize it, mix it with some other essence. And then we have my original narrative spittoon, which, makes it all happen. Okay. I think I've explained everything. The project instructions pretty much just names every document in the narrative bucket. We all should know what that actually means. So then, what do? Well, we did the 6-page prompt, obviously. I have my final page. In fact, did I... yeah. Considering all the artifacts in this project while keeping the story structure in mind, we can write the final page of this narrative, which details the conclusion of the story where various key events are referenced in the past tense as we achieve closure and reach the end of the book. So we wrote the final page first. Okay, according to the programming that we already have, we wrote the last page, or the last chapter, if you will, right? And then we used that last page to write the story in reverse, page by page, chapter by chapter. We use pages for chapters because that's how the AI understands it, so that's the word we use. And I changed it slightly from this hero's journey or whatever other type I normally use. Instead, I said use the planned story structure in reverse, which he did. Okay, we start at page 5.text and we go down to page 0.text where he stops. Easy, easy. We've done it a billion times. Next, I used the unified narrative operator on each of the pages. This is like a upscaler, which is contextually aware. So we have contextual assessment, enhancement, evaluation, and then it goes through the Uno phases or the Uno tools. Golden Shadow, which resurrects plot points that should have been... it resurrects plot points which should have been explored or resolved. It'll add additional bits and pieces to loose threads. Environmental expansion talks more about the setting in way more detail. So it pads out with environmental descriptions, you know. Also, the action scene, if detected, it will slow down the moments and accelerate mundane movements. Do all this stuff, which I think works nicely. Finally, prose smoothing, which I think could be better. And I'm thinking about integrating... I think Fernicar had some kind of semantic echo type tool, and I'm thinking about putting that into the holographic tutor when we do the 3.0 release, because it will be a new GitHub page, just to keep it fresh, because otherwise, you know, there's so many good prompts in the old one. I don't know, actually, we'll see. Maybe we'll just use we could just use 3.0 as a folder, because it'd be a shame for the old stuff to get lost, actually, now I think about it. Anyway, I was going to make it separate, but I'm starting to think that making things separate can be a bit... Things get lost and buried, you know? And then finally, repetition elimination. Kind of ironic. So yeah, that makes book Rev 2. Rev 1. So we've been through Rev 0, where we made the book. Rev 1, where we made it longer. And then finally, Rev 2, which is where we get to publication. Or should I say, publication ready. Which is like all a joke, because really it's like, that's where you have to edit your book, you know. So this is phase 3. So obviously there's only 3 phases really, because I assume that you have written your own backstory and lore and characters, but I have shown you here you can generate all of that as well from like an idea, you know, just to have a lore book. 20 questions, describe what you want your imaginary world to be. Yeah. Some comments on the Figma experience. Figma? What about it? I barely ever use it. I barely ever use Figma. It's alright. Look, it's great when I need to like lay out a bunch of stuff like this. But let me just get through this quick. So, the first prompt, I've tried to give you all the prompts and what I've done in order, okay? So the first prompt makes a review with holographic. I use the holographic tutor, which is part of narrative. I've never really showed how to do this. So, why is it freaking trying to wave? Anyway, so it makes review score, and then I use holographic tutor's weakness sniper iteratively to append weaknesses, appending the top 20 to a list bronze weakness. Then I use both of those with the next prompt, keeping in mind, use both of these and make revision plan. And then I say execute the plan defined inside revision plan. Now revision plan is taking into account our project programming and the list of things which we identified with the holo tutor, okay? And then I say loop and update. So in other words, you know, you just keep going round and round with this loop. You just keep going round and round. Get a new review. You take the weaknesses. You do a snipe. You take that list and this. So the feedback from here and the weaknesses you find. Go and make revision 2 plan. Execute it. Go back up here and do another review. And it's like a loop. And you just keep looping through until, you know, sometimes I think it's easier to do this before you do the Uno, because there's less words to work with, but you'd still have to do it afterwards anyway, so I just went straight to the end. And it's much cheaper than coding as well, I'll say that now. Much cheaper than coding, guys. I wrote 2 books with a $5. It was great. But so anyway, once you're happy with the looping, We can now start the final draft phase using the feedback, so that was from my last report. Remaining weaknesses in review score, because we keep updating the same file over and over again, so we can just use the same prompt over and over again. You see what I mean? So I'm like deliberately using the same file as like a temporary scratch pad. It's just getting updated. So every time he uses it, he's not going to do the same fixes again because he's already done them. We get him to update the file as he's going along. Anyway, make final weaknesses list. That goes into this prompt, which makes final draft plan. I'm sure you can imagine it's just read the weakness list, fix the thing, you know, use the ghostwriter guidance, use the bronze law book for law accuracy. Then I take that plan and I say, while acting on the pages contained inside story rev 0, because remember, I'm moving the files, so I've got multiple versions. I don't like just work on the same files forever. I'll like make a new folder, copy everything in there and say act on the pages contained in rev 0, because they're word for word the same. Execute final draft plan, which we made earlier. We can write up the remaining identified weaknesses contained in bronze review score. Again, I'm just updating that with new problems and then deleting the ones that have been fixed. To a plan named publication fixes. And then finally, acting on Rev 1, we can execute final publication edits defined inside publication fixes to complete book 1. Now the nice thing about doing that process was it was more or less unattended. You could just do it on the side while you were cooking, listening to music, working it with a different AI. Yeah? And what I've done this time is I've included everything. Now it doesn't really look very obvious, but it's 1, 2, 3. That's really what it is. 1, 2, 3. You could say there's a pre-step to building the project instructions, but to be honest, the law book is created from 20 questions, and then the world and the character is extracted from that. The ghost writers is a blending of 3 writers who I enjoy, and the structure was an experiment to replace the hero's journey. That was extracted from a movie, which anybody can do with an AI chat, you know. And it won't block you because you're not just stealing it. Okay, you're literally, this is the definition of transformative. You're taking something and going, that's got an interesting pacing structure to it. We could use that as a skeleton to build the meat of our bones on, you know. So, and then again, my narrative spittoon, which makes it happen. So yeah, that's it. That's everything. Like I say, I just wanted to go through what this is. You know, it looks a little bit crazy, like. Do you know what I mean? It looks like some kind of like runes. Like, what the hell is this, right? But it actually is the best way to write that I have right now. The only way you can make it better is by going in and like all of these documents, making them brilliant. Like, don't just I've let the AI generate a bunch so I can get it done quick, so I can demo the process. But really, you want to spend a bit of time. I might reorganize these so they're kind of in a bit more of a linear order, but I just needed to get it written down. Do you know what I mean? It was really difficult actually to try and get all the prompts that are in order from start to finish. It was very difficult. But they've all got all the indications, everything's there. So like I said, if anybody doesn't know what this is, it's everything they need. I don't really, again, on Figma Furnicar, I don't really use it. Semantic Echo, I did remember it right. Nice. The Figma experience is bright. Extremely bright, like it burns my eyes. Maybe there's a way to like dark mode, but I haven't found it. Furnicar says, we can build a tailored structure that will match us better than that movie one. Yeah, we can, but you got to start somewhere, and I'm trying to offer routes for people that don't know how to build their own structures. And if you actually look at the story, because like I said, it is fully done. It is released. Okay, so like if you want to take a look at this book, it is fully released. The whole thing from start to finish. This is what happens when you use Training Day. So if you read this story, I would read it thinking, where are the parallels with Training Day? Was it really obvious? Yeah? And let me know, because I'd like to know. Because, you know, the reality is this is all an experiment to me, you know. It scored well in review, do you know what I mean? But I've noticed that AI does like to pat itself on the back. So I'm not really like, you know, I'm not really like falling over like, oh, what a breakthrough. Generally speaking, if I read it and it's good, I'm like, cool. Because here's the funny thing. To save time, I scan read the output. I'm sure that a lot of us do. So while it's writing, I have it set up so that if I'm just looking at it and doing what I'm doing, I'll read it all. Yeah. But you obviously don't read it all, because it's like is spitting lines out faster than you could possibly read them. But you read most of it. Yeah. I would say you read more than half of it. And when you come to actually read it for the edit, you'll remember, oh yeah, I remember reading that line. Empire was the most fun for me. Reading it was the most. Empire was the most fun because it was conceptual, you know, and I was on the tail end of having just written 6 books of completely different genre. So yeah, but I'll be real with you guys. I think that you just need to get experience. You've got to earn your stripes, and you do that by actually finishing. You don't do it by pages or words or even drafts. You do it by finishing. You got to finish. You see what I mean? Like, if you've never published a book, you're at level 1 still. You know what I mean? I don't know. And like, does being published by a big publishing house count for more than being self-published? Yeah, because it comes with money and prestige, right? But that doesn't say anything to you wanting to tell your story. I would say, actually, if you're with a big publishing house, you've got less freedom to write about what you want to write about, because there's going to be rules, for better or worse. Yeah. Like, what was it? I think Stephen Colbert criticized legal settlement, and he got his show cancelled. His whole entire show got cancelled. I was like, whoa, because it's rare for stuff like that to happen. But yeah, that was quite an interesting one. I didn't see that coming at all. It wasn't on my bingo list, guys. So if you want to check out Bronze Book 1, I'm actually, do you know what? I'm actually getting into just releasing books in their entirety. What's that? We have a term for patting on the back. Sycophancy. Interesting. Stop being a sycophant, Claude. He's like, hey, I did such a great job. Look at what I done. Brilliant. But yeah, because I don't know. I was happy with what this was able to do, but I know it could have done better. So I saw it as a step in the right direction, and I chose to just show the full, unedited output of the entire book, for open research, basically. Like, this is what I got. Because I see a lot of people talking about writing, and I don't see anybody publishing anything, even in like a blog, right? And I'm starting to think to myself, well, I write a lot. I could just publish all my books on Substack, guys. So if people are like, oh, what you mean you're selling? Because I will be selling them. I'm going to sell these books just like I sell any other book I've written. I don't care, right? Whether it was done with a pen or a computer, it's my ideas, regardless, right? If there's a crap idea in a book that I didn't like, it will get deleted. So it's like, if there's nothing in there I didn't like, and all the good ideas I like were mine, where's the AI? And you could say, oh, well, it put in all of the ands and the buts and the thens and the commas. That's not the bit that anybody's claiming, oh, I'm the best writer because I know how to spend 2 pages describing a shirt. That's not something you actually get credit for. Nobody is going to be like, wow, I really love the way he wastes pages on descriptive information. So maybe some people like that, and it is a skill, but I would say most people aren't proud of that. They'd probably be like, oh, this plot twist, or the overarching character development of this character I wrote. That's the stuff they're going to be proud of, and that's you, you know, because that's your idea. Anyway, so like I say, I'll be publishing the stories. They will be sold just like all the rest of the books I've published. I don't care. But I'll be releasing them all for free. That's the difference. Now, I used to do ebooks, you know, just put them up as a free ebook in the same store as the paperback and the hardbacks. Because the thing about hardbacks is you get to do really cool artwork for the covers, which I enjoy doing. So I reckon what I'm probably going to do is go for publishing up on Amazon, but then do the free release on Substack. So like the whole book is right there for anyone to read for free. So it's because I don't believe in charging people for not knowing something, you know, like, oh, the only way to find out is to pay. That sucks. What you want to do is you want to say, listen, here it is for free, but if you enjoy it, you can buy one and then it's yours, and that has a price. So it's like, if you enjoyed it and you liked it, you can buy it and add it to your collection of books, yeah, which to me would be an honor. Do you know what I mean? For me, for somebody to buy one of my books and keep it with their other books, to me, that's an honor. So I'm not trying to make money from this. It would probably be like $1 over cost or something, because I just want it to be good quality. And you know, I'll probably just literally show screenshots of what it costs, because we'll do it all as a tutorial. You know what I mean? We already did the InDesign side of things, by the way, so this isn't coming out of nowhere. We wrote the books with AI. We did the publishing with InDesign and with an open source version. I forget what it was called. If anyone can remember, throw it in the chat. You know, the open source alternative desktop publishing software for if you don't have InDesign or Adobe. Just trying to think now. And yeah, we'll show the whole process of getting those drafts into publishing format and up on sale. You know, I'll probably be making fake ads. You know, fake ads. In fact, that's going to be that's going to be what you're going to be seeing me doing for the next week while I'm on holiday. Every now and then you're going to see fake ads for stuff that doesn't exist appearing, but it's all joke products. It's either a joke product or it's something I'm actually selling, and you have to decide. You have to figure out whether it's real or not, because it could all be real, but it's we're going to have fun with it, guys, because I'm thinking fake ads. Scribus! Thank you, Fernicar. The alternative to InDesign is Scribus. But yeah, we're going to be adding Semantic Echo to Holographic Tutor. I think it's the best solution, because then it's built into the existing process, but only in the refining stage, so it doesn't have any impact, because I'd have to retest everything. So I think that's the best way. Make it a fifth tool for the Holographic Tutor. I'm sure it can be done. I'm sure it can be done. But that's the plan on that side of things. Like I said, loads of stuff coming down the pipeline on the Udio side. We've got a whole... I think we've got like 2 or 3 new albums cooking up. What else? What else? So much going on. I shot an episode today for the main channel, but it's going to take a little while to edit. So I think are we there? That's mental. So don't forget, guys, I won't be able to upload this. I won't be uploading to Civit after Wednesday or Thursday. So it's been a long run, but UK users aren't going to be allowed on there. So just in case you joined late in the stream and you didn't catch that part, Just reiterating that real quick before we disappear. So like I said, I love the platform. I'll be glad to go back there and continue. But if they're not going to let me log in, well, that makes it a little bit tricky. And in that case, I'll just find an alternative. So scuffdepot.com or agenai.com, GitHub, Twitter, come on our Discord. Links are in the description. And I will see you all for Season 2 starting next Sunday. But watch out for other stuff, because we'll be in the Discord. Might even do like a hangout, probably on Friday. Alright. That's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on Sunday.